Hey, you asked for premium content, you got premium content. See that? Let's go over how that happened. So, in the filming, no animals were harmed in the filming of this video, but I did chop my head off a whole buttload because I'm just not used to doing that kind of filming. So you're going to see that, and you're also going to see a lot of, all right, guys, because, yeah, I say that a lot, and I'm going to have to work on that for the premium stuff. So, I almost said, all right, guys. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Hey, guys. So, as promised, we're going to try and make that Swedish log fire tonight for the live stream. And, well, we got to go find a log. And we've got some stuff that's been cut down in the woods for a long time, but I want to go find some other stuff. I want to go find something that it's like fat wood. If you don't know what that is, it's pretty awesome stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to get through it with the gear that I have, but we need to find out. Okay, so let's go do that. Oh my God. What is that? That, my friends, there's a very good chance is a ginormous, very expensive piece of fat wood that's come off that Carolina pine. Look at that. Let's take a harder look. All right, guys, so what I'm going to want to do is just cut straight into this. And this, if you don't know anything about fat wood, basically what happens is when the tree falls, and if it falls fast enough, and there's a lot of sap that's still sucked into what's falled, it just coagulates right in the center, that sap. It doesn't have a chance to drain like if a tree that got struck by lightning or was dead or dying. All that stuff would kind of goo all the way down into the stump. Well, this was a live tree. Why this fell, I don't know. But what you can do is you can actually take a look. And here, let me bring the camera a little closer. What you can do is basically you just look, and a lot of times it has to do with pine trees. Let me get you in some better light here. Okay, so basically what you want to look for is you just want to look for this very hard, very solid feel. You know, I mean, you can listen to it. Listen. This is a dead piece of wood. It's been laying here for some time now, but it is still hard. So there's a very good chance that this is fat wood. And fat wood is that sappy stuff that's in the middle that's turned into solid gold. And I'll show you when I cut into this thing. Okay, let me set the camera back up. Yep, there's the dog. There's the old penny. All right, I think I got it. Here we go. All right. So, here we go. Not a chance. That's fat wood. This goes out to my know-it-all friend who thinks that he's the only one who has electric power tools. Let's see what this puppy can do. God, I hope it can go through this wood. Do me a favor, put something in the comments about how badly I'm breaking all chainsaw safety protocol. Love that shit. right, so I don't know that it's fat wood. It looks like it tried to be, but I don't know. We'll go find out. All right, guys, so I had to actually go back to the truck and get another battery that I hope is got enough charge to get this little project we're doing done. Here we go. Oh, sounds much better. All right. Okay, so no luck on the fat wood. It's so hard to tell, to be honest with you, because like half of it's sappy. You can feel the roughness of the sap in it, but it's been laying there for a while. So this might actually make a pretty good fire. Let me back up a bit. I'm not sure what you can see, but if you look down in here, what you'll see, hopefully you can see that, is where all the sap is still in the center, but it hasn't completely hardened. It's soft, but on the edges, it's kind of brittle. So this might just burst into flames. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna continue my search for fat wood. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. I think we found fat wood. This looks like, oh, that's solid. Let's find out. Let's set the camera up. I'm gonna use this as my, oh, it's too soft. What about this big old piece over here? Let's see if that's good. Oh, that's soft too. This is a lot of old wood out here, guys. Hell, maybe I'll just cut it right where it's sitting. That seems right enough. Let's set up and do that. Give me a little bit of room to work. All right, here we go. There we go. Let's try that. Okay, here we go. I adjusted the blade earlier. I think I made it a little too tight. Try that. There we go. Let's try that. Oh yeah, there we go. It's hard. And that's not fat wood. So basically we should see, whoa there camera. Basically we should be seeing like some sappy stuff right in the middle. This is still good hardwood that will burn really, really nice. So I'm probably going to process a few pieces of it just for the house and for different streams, and we'll go from there. All right guys, I found a similar piece of wood. We're going to see what's inside of it, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully we got enough battery power to do this. I just couldn't find any other suitable pieces of wood that had fallen, and I don't really want to just go cutting down a tree just cause. All right, let's take a look at this puppy. We're gonna go, I guess this is a good spot. All right, how are we looking? Yep, same thing guys. Same thing, this whole centerpiece is all moist. It's actually, I think, too wet to burn. I don't think it's sappy. We're going to take it back with us anyway and try to set it on fire and see if this is just the sap that's, you know, and I don't know if this is dry rotted. It's so hard to tell with these particular types of trees. But we're going to take this with us and we'll see if we can set it on fire tonight. Okay, let me see if there's any more on the way back to the truck. All right, guys, I'm hoping this is bonus footage. I stumbled across this on my little walk, and it was like, this is really, really hard. So I'm praying for fat wood. Let's see what happens. All right, what do we got? Oh boy. Oh boy. This looks like this hasn't turned into fat wood yet. This looks like that first piece. It's just so hard to tell. You know what? We're gonna bring it with us anyway. Let's see what happens. That's the good piece, I think, right there. There's more of it under the ground over there. All right. Knock it out. This might actually be a good piece of wood. All right, now I really got to haul shit out of here. I wish I'd have brought my carrier. Might have to figure something out. All right, but you don't need to watch that. I'll be right back. Look what I found. Ask and you shall receive. Yeah, it's cracked in the bottom, but it'll be enough to get these logs out of here. Make it a little easier. It's probably some old hunter sitting in his perch on this thing. Still kind of sturdy. Yeah, we're gonna use that. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, so we're back in a clearing now, and I've got all the pieces of wood that I cut here, and it's going to be number one. That was the first one. This is the second one. This is the third one. You can see they're all in different states of decay. I hope they burn tonight. We'll find out. If not, we'll find. If not, we're screwed. So basically, all I'm going to do now is just cut 6 to 8 slats right through them, and so yeah, let's do that. All right, guys, so when I went to get the stuff to band that together and also to chisel out the inside of this one that I think is going to work real well, I checked the video and realized that I basically like, hey, how you doing? I chopped my head off like a lot of times, so I had to move the camera just a little bit. Okay, so this we're going to use on that, and since we're going to be working with wire as well as chiseling stuff, and I mean, you could use anything. You could use a pocket knife. You could use, I do have an auger, a 1-inch auger that I would use for something like this in the field. But I felt that the chisel would be faster for us. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Is we're just going to chisel out some of this center. Should actually go pretty quickly. Give us some stuff to work with here. It really is. It's just popping right out. The general idea is that you want to get rid of the center so that there's more airflow and so that you can stuff kindling material into this. Obviously, gloves make it harder to grab on stuff, but we're just going to keep going. There we go. Got one or two more to go here. Excuse me. All right. You've got to come out, Mr. Piece of Wood. All right. Hope you guys enjoy watching me suffer over a tiny little piece of wood. There we go. Okay, we'll get this one. That was a little skinny. All right. All right, so basically this is now ready. I mean, I could have dug it a little deeper, but I think that this is more than enough to get it started. Hopefully you can see that, and you can see how deep I cut. I think that one's going to work out well, but I could be wrong. These I'm not overly concerned about because I'm just going to break this stuff up and use it for kindling. Hell, I even may put some of the sawdust back inside of there from the other ones that I know are a little drier. Put some of that in there. And we're going to call that one done. Let's not lose the chisel. Then there's this guy right here. This fancy guy right here we're going to have to put back together. So we're going to pull this wire out here. Actually, I don't even want to do that. I just want to undo enough to get around this puppy a couple of times. You can use pretty much any kind of wire. I recommend wire instead of line because obviously the line will melt. Also recommend some good snips instead of these wire snips. I'm going to get two pieces of that. I'm going to do the top and the bottom. Or close to the top, should I say. That way it'll burn down. I think that's enough. Yeah, it's enough for that. Don't you love premium content, guys? Let's go ahead and take a seat for this one, because I'm going to need to do some monkey grabbing stuff here. I wish I had one of those little spinny things. It would make it a lot easier, but I think it'll be just fine. Let's do the bottom first. Pull it as tight as we can get it for now, and then we'll tie it off and we'll shove something in it. All right, and then where's one of them little pieces of wood that I just shaved off that is such a pain in the butt? Now we'll use that as my tumbler to spin it and make it tighter. I may have already made it too tight. Or maybe I'll just use something I already have. It's even stronger. Yeah, I think I made it too tight. So looks like I'm gonna have to use the plier grip method. We can just grab it and grab the knot and just twist it. But you just got to be careful not to twist it so hard that it snaps the knot. All right, so that's on there pretty good. We'll just put those guys off to the side here, I guess. I mean, I could cut them, but I just don't want to waste a lot of time doing it. All right. There's a good little spot. Jam that in there. Now it looks really ugly, but as long as it burns, I guess that's the important part. Okay, and then obviously let's do about halfway. I wouldn't say I want to do it to the top. I want to do it halfway. And then we'll do the same technique. Here, my dog. No, she's inside. Those are chickens. Just gonna do the old Ma Bell tie. Those of you that took basic electronics know what that is. It's really, you're just really spinning the wire. All right, and then we're gonna grab the knot and we're gonna start twisting it until we get the tightness that we want without snapping the knot. And she's coming along. And it's up against the wood and tight. Okay, perfect. And I'm just gonna tuck this guy over here. We'll stick it in the wood, I don't care. Stick it someplace. All right, so now we've got our 3 samples. They are far from perfect, but I think we're gonna find out tonight. Now, something else that some people do when they cut these things, because sometimes they'll actually just use an axe, and if the tree is strong, if the wood is strong enough, they'll just cut it like that, and they'll cut it 6 times, and then they'll take the little pieces of wood they can find and they'll wedge it to open it up so that it can get more air. We don't have that problem. This is so hard it would just snap. This has already been tied back together, and this is just gonna be like, if it burns, it burns. So I'm gonna gather some of this sawdust, drop that in there just to drop a little bit of wood in that one. See if we can use those little pieces of wood just cause. And right now I'm really just kind of screwing around, to be honest with you guys, because I'm going to put some stuff I'm gonna go find some fat wood that I couldn't find earlier, and it may take me a few hours, and clearly you don't want to see that. But I'm gonna go find some fat wood and put it inside of these just because. But we're gonna basically stuff anything that'll burn quickly inside of these puppies. Hell, we might actually stuff like lint from the dryer inside of it. Okay, let me get things cleaned up, and then we'll talk about it briefly. And then these are what we're going to use for the fire tonight, and I'll record some of that. Okay, guys. So yeah, it did take me a couple hours, but I did find some fat wood. Not a lot of it, but I've been like breaking it down for the fire tonight. It's still really windy. We'll see what happens, but I wanted you to see what it actually looks like. So I'm going to set this up so you can actually see what we're doing. Okay, guys, so as you can see, I've been processing this little bit of fat wood that I can find. I saved this one piece for you guys so you can get a really close look at it. I'm going to get it as close as I can to the camera. The first thing you need to look for is this. See those dark lines? That's the sap that is formed, that's basically hardened the wood. Okay, is that even focusing? I can't tell. The next thing I want to look for is the ashy color. And you can see it right there. Let me pull it back a little. Oh man, I hope that's focusing for you guys. There's an ashy color. What if I touch that right there? Focus. Oh yeah, see the ashy color now? You want to find that too. That's a sign of fat wood. And let's go back to those lines now that I got it focused. And then you can see the grades. You can see where there's like layers of it inside the wood. And this little piece of wood you could light right now, and it would be like, okay, I'm on fire. And it would just burn for like 10 or 15 minutes. This is like the greatest fire starter. This is this is nature's fire starter. The way I've been processing it is I actually use Old Faithful. This is my yard knife. Yeah, this is a number 12 butcher's knife from like 1942. It is razor sharp, so I'm always very careful with it. But it's great for processing things. You just got to be careful with it. So I'm going to process this last piece so you can actually see what I'm doing. And I'm literally just getting it in there, tapping it. Like I said, it is razor sharp. I use it pretty much to knock down anything in the yard that I want to be knocked down, to be not part of my yard anymore, or processing this wood. And I'm just going to knock this into little pieces, and we're going to spread this out amongst the 3 participating logs. Now, I think we're just going to go with that big piece there. That one didn't process very well at all. And you can see that sap is really hard. And here we go. There's the ash again. See it? I cut right through it, and that's what it looked like. So I think we're about done here. Okay, so I gathered my shavings up, and now I'm heading back to the fire area. And yeah, that's happening. They just love that dirt. They were all laying there a second ago. I thought the fluffy there on the left was going to lay an egg, but there's no telling. Okay, guys, just wanted to let you see it. So basically, this is number 1, this is number 2, and this was number 3. This is the one we are expecting to get the most out of. They were stuffed a little bit differently. I put mostly small stuff and some of the fat wood inside of that one. And then this one was medium, and obviously I could put more stuff in there. So we'll see how that all burns. Okay, guys. Haha. We have the assistance of a, what is it, the Christmas lights. They're helping us out tonight. So we're just going to use standard fireballs as usual. I think these are a little thicker, so I don't know. It's going to be a pain in the butt to open. I'll use less aluminum foil next time, I think. Just open these up. They're really being a pain in the buttocks. There we go. Okay. And I made a fireball for each one of the fire logs, just so that we would have an even burn and we could see what was going to work right. Come on now, there we go. Okay, and I'm actually going to make a video for everybody on how to do these fireballs. I mean, it's really simple. It's $3 to make 100 of the damn things. It's actually insane how cheap they are. Where's my lighter at? There it is. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna stuff these guys. I want to really fight with this thing because I don't know what it's going to do inside the log. I'm going to turn them sideways and light them and see what happens. Some of these are just crammed full of sticks, and I'm worried about like if they're going to get enough oxygen and all this other stuff. So let's light the back one first. There we go. Front, there's that one. And we'll light that one. And let's see what happens. Hopefully there's not too much wind. Hopefully there's enough. I'm going to put some little bitty twigs on top of it just to give it the best chance of working. I've never made one out of this kind of wood before, so I'm a little worried that it won't work. I'm going to have to jump through hoops to get a fire started for the live stream that I'm not prepared for. Yeah, I'm starting to get smoke on one of them, so that means it's not doing too great. We're going to see what happens. Okay, that one's looking, might be doing the trick. All right, guys, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let that burn down a little bit and see what it looks like on the inside, and we'll do like a time lapse or like a snippet in time, that kind of thing, just so you're not watching this whole thing. All right, guys, as you can see, Swedish log fires, as advertised. Not even the real way to do it, but just the way I did it today. All right, well, I hope you like this content. I'm going to bring you in a little closer. Maybe we can get you a little bit of look at that. Oh, look at that fire down there. I hope that's going in there right. I really do. How's that? Is that looking good? Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay. Look forward to live stream tonight. Fire's already lit. I'm going to throw a little bit of wood on it just to make sure that it stays lit, but it's basically burning like it's supposed to. All right, guys, until the next time, stay safe, have a great day, and yeah, boop. Later.